This is Optimal Health Daily, episode 447, Politically Incorrect Fat Loss, How to Finally Lose Fat, by Nia Shanks of niashanks.com, and I'm Dr. Neil. Welcome back to Optimal Health Daily, or welcome for the first time if you're new here. This is the podcast where I act as your very own personal narrator and read to you from some of the most popular health and fitness blogs online, including Ben Greenfield Fitness, Nerd Fitness, and today's author, Nia Shanks. Now, before I get to today's post, don't forget, we give away books to random people on our mailing list. So, if you want to be in those drawings, make sure you're on our mailing list at oldpodcast.com. As always, I'll give you a quick reminder at the end of the show. So for now, let's jump right in and start optimizing your life. Politically Incorrect Fat Loss, How to Finally Lose Fat, by Nia Shanks of niashanks.com. Being kind and sugarcoating things doesn't always get the point across when talking strength training, nutrition, and definitely fat loss. So today, I'm going to be politically incorrect because the other way isn't getting through to some people. It's time for tough love. You've been warned. I'm just not losing fat that I think I should. I'm really determined to get rid of this flab on my stomach, she said while grabbing and pinching her waist. I've been going to the gym 4 times per week for over a month now. Shouldn't I have noticed something? She continued as I popped the top of my last Pumpkinhead ale from Shipyard Brewery. She asked, Nia, what am I doing wrong? As I took my first sip. I almost forgot how delicious that seasonal beer was. Glad I found it hidden in the fridge. My mind quickly wandered back to the previous summer when I was in Portland, Maine and visited Shipyard. They were in the process of bottling up the Pumpkinhead seasonal ale when I stopped by for a tour and taste test. Are you even listening? She said sharply. I took another sip and finally indulged her. I know you bought the Train to be Awesome guide last month. Did you read it? Yep, I read it immediately. And? And what? She asked. It was time for another sip of my Pumpkinhead. Have you applied the information? Have you followed one of the workout programs? Well, I love the simple, no-nonsense information, and the programs look great, but I just don't know what to do. I was beginning to get a little annoyed because this isn't the first time we've had this conversation. In fact, this is probably the 3rd time we've discussed this very thing. Correction, it's not that you don't know what to do. The problem is that you're not doing what you already know. You read the articles I sent you months ago, but you didn't do it. Likewise, you've just read Beautiful Badass and you're not doing anything you read in there either. That, my friend, is why you're not losing fat. It ain't that dang hard. The beer had definitely kicked in because my southern drawl developed some extra twang and any semblance of grammar skills disappeared, my typical alcohol-induced side effects. For the first time, she didn't have a response. I was a little crass, which isn't my typical style. I'm patient and understanding with people who come to me the first time, people who generally are confused from a surplus of conflicting information. Like individuals who truly don't know where to begin. But not my friend. She did know. Hence, my blatant annoyance. Look, it's really simple. Granted, it may not be easy, but you can lose the excess fat you've accumulated, I continued. We went on to further discuss for the last time how she should approach strength training and nutrition to achieve her fat loss goals. That leads up to the politically incorrect fat loss bottom line. You go to the gym, work hard on a few exercises that provide the most bang for your buck, use a challenging load, and then you leave. Focus on big, compound exercises and make sure you improve your performance. Nothing new here. Squat, deadlift, do single leg exercises, move your body weight via push-ups, inverted rows, chin-ups, single leg squats, and perform other presses and pulls using free weights. If you've got quite a bit of extra body fat you need to lose, meaning you have no or very little muscle definition, or you haven't strength trained consistently for at least a year, then you need to listen to this next line. Stop doing isolation exercises like bicep curls and tricep kickbacks. If you have a lot of body fat to lose, tons of isolation exercises with light weight aren't going to do a thing. It's the equivalent of using a tiny chisel to break down a brick wall. Isolation exercises equal chisel to break down a brick wall. What you need is a friggin' sledgehammer. Big compound exercises with a challenging weight equals sledgehammer. Lift heavy things 3 to 4 times per week following these guidelines, and you're on the fast track to success. Ignore this important step and suffer the consequences. 2. Move more, preferably in a fun, enjoyable way. You don't have to spend hours on a cardio machine, but make it a point to move more. Walk your dog every morning and evening, or go for a hike over the weekend, or start participating in fun, recreational activities. The options are limitless. You just have to pick one and do it. 3. Eat real food. Most people aren't going to like this, and that's fine. But I've seen it work time and time again, so I'm going to keep saying it. Focus first on eating real food. Listen to your body and eat when you're hungry, and stop when you're satisfied. 4. Be consistent. Be relentless. Nothing in life is perfect. You may have all the determination in the world to reach your fat loss goals. But guess what? Life will inevitably throw you a curveball when you least expect it. You'll have less time. You'll have to make some sacrifices. Things won't always go as planned. Accept it now, because it will happen. It's what you do when it happens that will determine your success, or lack thereof. Even if you have to spend less time working out, don't give up. You can always do 2 or 3 workouts each week that only take 30 minutes to perform. They may not be ideal, but you can do it. I truly want you and every other person who wants to improve his or her health and build a better physique to achieve those goals via simple, no-nonsense workouts and nutrition information. And this leads us to your call to action. 1. If you're on a fat loss journey and not getting the results you're after, start implementing the tips you just heard. Take action. 2. If you have a friend or family member who is making these mistakes and not getting the fat loss results they want, please send them this podcast. Let's help as many people as possible discover the simple, no-nonsense way to lose fat and build a better body, even if that means delivering it with a little tough love. You just listened to the post titled, Politically Incorrect Fat Loss: How to Finally Lose Fat by Nia Shanks of niashanks.com. I definitely share Nia's experiences when she says it's not about people not understanding what they need to do. Most people know exactly what they need to be doing. Eat more vegetables, eat more real foods, work out more. It's just doing it that's the problem. It's taking that first step, taking action. That's where they struggle. Going back to what I said in yesterday's podcast, when folks come to you and they explain how they've been struggling, sometimes they don't want to hear advice right away. Sometimes they just want to be heard and understood. And again, if it's the 3rd or 4th time that you've been really understanding, sometimes it is easy to want to just jump in and say, here's what you should do. But again, don't be surprised if you get a little bit of resistance if you do give them that advice. But when you do give that advice, it can soften the blow when you tell them, I struggle with that too. For me, it was totally uncomfortable taking that first step, walking into the gym for the first time, or trying out this new body weight exercise thing at home. By leveling with them and telling them that you face the same challenges, that often breaks down some of that resistance. Remind yourself of how it was difficult for you in the beginning too. Level with them. They may see you as perfect if you've been doing these things already, but remind them you're not perfect either, and offer to give them your support. And when Nia was talking about compound exercises, start with these total body kind of compound exercises so that you don't overtrain one muscle group, because that can lead to injury. And if you're just starting out and you don't know how to perform these moves, definitely seek out a certified trainer to help you out. Now, before I go, don't forget, we do book giveaways every month to random people on our mailing list. So if you want to be a part of that, plus get some free spreadsheet tools from us and more, come by oldpodcast.com and join the weekly newsletter. It's totally free, and it's a great way to show your support. Again, you can join at oldpodcast.com. All right, that's it for Tuesday's episode. I thank you as always for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing the show with someone. I'll be back here tomorrow as usual, so I'll see you there where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this show and Optimal Living Daily, the brother podcast of this one. Literally, I'm Dr. Neil's brother. If you like the format of this show, you'll love Optimal Living Daily too, where I also read to you from blogs, but cover other topics like personal development, finance, and minimalism from bloggers like Derek Sivers, The Minimalists, Zen Habits, and many more. So for more amazing content read to you for free, come subscribe to Optimal Living Daily too, and together we'll optimize your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Health Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com. That's oldpodcast.com for a free gift, as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.